Howdy everyone. So I'm making a real quick introduction here for this next group of videos. I had done a bunch of individual videos, which you will be watching now, about there's a trim piece that goes alongside here on the fuselage at the tail. And it's basically a filler panel that goes around the bottom of the horizontal stabilizer. And I had done a group of videos, I think there's like 5 or 6 of them, that walk through the process of setting this up and getting the holes drilled and doing different things back here. And for some reason, when I tried to cobble all of those videos, all those individual clips into one single YouTube video, my editing software won't convert it. It gets like 70% through and then it just literally stops, closes, and I find myself staring at my desktop. So I don't know what's going on with that. So this is just an introductory video letting you know that I'm going to post those individual clips individually, and hopefully that will work. And if I get to a clip that just doesn't work, I can't get it to load, I'll let you guys know. But anywho, let's see how this goes. I'm going to do these videos one at a time and see what gives. Sorry about that, but that's electronics for you. All right. Howdy, everybody. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to videotape as I do these different segments. So this video is going to be kind of choppy and clunky, and I apologize for that up front, but I want to do this kind of real time as I go from one segment of the process to another. I want to make sure I get it captured on video as I'm doing it. So I just got done drilling the holes to number 30, and then I machine countersunk with the trim piece in place to match the diameter of the screw head, number 6 screw head. I took that piece off. The trim piece is now off. Now I'm fitting the nut plate. And what I had done, I had marked a center line, a black center line through the rivets, the existing rivets on the longeron, just as a guide. And now I have a nut plate in place, and I'm only using the nut plate as a guide to drill the holes for the rivets. So I have the nut plate on. I've got the holes for the nut plate rivets lined up with my reference line. It's held on with a screw, of course, from the back side back here. And I went ahead and I found the appropriate size drill. I forget what size drill I'm using. I think it's a 50 or a 51. That drill matched the pre-drilled holes in the nut plate. The nut plate is held tight with the screw. And then I went ahead and I just started to drill the 2 nut plate holes. Now that I have those holes marked, I'll take the nut plate off, and then I'll go ahead and I'll drill these holes all the way through the skin and the longeron. And I'll do that for each location. So when I'm done drilling here, I'll come to my next hole. I'll put the nut plate on. I'll put a screw from the back side through. I'll tighten down the nut plate so that the holes, the rivet holes on the nut plate, line up with my reference line as best they can. Then I'll go ahead and I'll drill through the nut plate into the skin a little bit to mark the holes, remove the nut plate, and then drill all the way through. The reason I don't leave the nut plate in place when I drill, I don't want to make the holes in the nut plate for the rivets any larger than they already are. So I just use the holes as a drill guide, basically. Mark the locations and then take the nut plate out of the way so that those holes don't get drilled any bigger, and then do the drilling through. So I'll do that for the rest of these. This one is getting ready to be finished, and then I'll do these other ones, and then I'll come back and hopefully try to figure out how to get these things riveted.